Oh, the hiss of air leaving your tires. Sometimes not a good sound. Sometimes an unexpected sound if you're in the process of airing down. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm airing down, except that I am in my barn, and I'm in my barn airing down because I've got something that I want to test today. Hey, I'm Patrick with Orbis.Overlanding. I'm back today with the Antigravity MicroStart XP-15. As if you've watched a couple of the recent videos, Antigravity's kind of jumped on board with me, and they're helping me be prepared for my big trip coming this summer up into the Canadian wilderness. I've been wanting one of these for a while, and when they offered to work with me, I was super excited on this. So it is a MicroStart. Here is the port, and I've got the jumper cables so I can jump from this unit. Not going to work on that at all today. That's not what we're going to look at. But that is a big feature, obviously, of the MicroStart. The other thing it has is USB-C and USB-B for charging devices. That's the only charging features that it has. It doesn't have AC, it doesn't have DC. So you could certainly use it for a cell phone, something like that. But you're not going to replace, a Jackery or that kind of a device with this. But what this does have, and what I'm really curious to see how it works out, is it does have a port here where I can plug in a hose provided by Antigravity, and that hose allows me to have a wireless tire inflator. So that's why I'm now aired down. I got all my tires around 20 psi, so that mimics what it would look like if I was getting done on the trail for the day and needed to air up. So super simple. Air hose just threads on. That's pretty self-explanatory. This seems to be well built. It's metal. Some of them that I've worked with, in fact, my main one right now, the nozzle's all plastic. So this is metal, so that's nice. So from that standpoint, seems to be pretty good. There's warnings on here, certainly that it's going to get hot, which doesn't surprise me. I do have a full charge on here. You can see here, and then once I get going, I'll show you. But you can set the PSI that I'm targeting to air up to. So here, my normal highway on my Nitto Nomad grapplers, I normally run about 35 pounds. So that's where we'll go. So see how it works. Okay, so with it plugged into the tire here, it's showing that I've got 21 pounds in there. I can use the up and down to set my target PSI when it airs up. I can change it from bars to PSI if I want. So it's 2.4 bars is where I would be. So we're going to hold pump down, and that's going to fire it off. Okay, so that just tripped off. The gauge is showing 32 pounds. I had it set for 35. Let's measure it with a different gauge here, see what we get. Looks like 32. So my experience with some other digital gauges like this is that that's not too unusual. So we'll go hit it again to 35. Now you'll notice it kicked off and it stays right at 35. So let's see what it measures out at now. Yep, my gauge is showing dead on 35. Okay, so that's one wheel down. Well, that time I'm showing dead on 35. So that was the first time I didn't have to re-tap that one at all. It just took it to 35 on the first shot. Two down, still showing 3 bars. We did drop 1 bar, but I got 2 tires done already. Okay, check that one. See how well it did. Yeah, that one's dead on 35 pounds too. Now it is starting to warm up. I can feel it kind of in the hose. So we got one more tire to do here. Still have 3 bars on the capacity indicator for the battery. So let's see how it handles the last one. Okay, now as you can see, this one stopped at 28 pounds on the gauge. So I'm guessing that we're going to be a little light on the tire on this last one. Yep, it's 28. So the gauge is turning out to be right. So we did drop down, so we're at about half power now, but on the last tire, so I think that's acceptable. As long as it'll get this one up. Okay, and on stop. That gauge now is showing full on 35 psi. It is definitely warm down here at this end. So no doubt about that. 35 on the money. Okay, so MicroStart XP-15 first test works really great. I've got half the battery left, so you know, if I was out on the trail, I'd be plugging it in now. It's either, you know, this could plug right into my Jackery if I'm running the Jackery in line, or it could plug right into, you know, USB connections on the car, because it does charge right off the USB-C. So it's pretty straightforward from that standpoint. You know, it's warm, but already just within a minute or two here, I mean, it's not so warm that I couldn't put it away and get headed down the road with the rest of the group that I was out with. So yeah, that's I'm really excited to have that on board now. I am, for if you're curious, you know, I picked up this as a Blue Ridge Overlanding, I believe it's the Gadget Bag, and I got 2 of the large Velcro pouches in it. So that's what I'm gonna keep this guy in. It's gonna have its own spot, hose going there. Antigravity does give you some other air chucks as well. It's got a ball connection. There's actually one for like a Presta on your bike as well. It has 2 just nozzles. So that I am all keeping in here with the MicroStart in the Blue Ridge Overlanding gear gadget bag. So that's it. If you don't have one of these, I think it's worth carrying. I mean, that's everything in that package there. Again, if that bag, you can keep it in whatever you want. So I think it's a good compact size. You know, considering that you can jump start a car, you can air up tires with it. You know, that's a pretty good footprint, I think, for a tool that'll do that much stuff. So super thankful that Antigravity is willing to work with me here, and that's a cool tool. I dig it. We'll definitely be using that when we're in Canada. Hopefully we won't need to be jump starting anything, but at least I know I got it if I need it. Hey, thanks for watching today. If you don't already, consider subscribing. Hit the like button. That helps me out too. I appreciate you coming along today, and I hope to see you on the trail sometime. I got to figure out where exactly I'm going to store this.